2024-25 season is basically over, and you know what time of the year it is. All these media outlets are dropping their player rankings based off what we saw over the last 9 months. Now for this video, I want to focus on ESPN because they are one of the biggest outlets in the world, and they always drop their player rankings every single year. And I thought it would be a fun idea to react to it and make a video. And I've purposely avoided all spoilers because I want to be surprised and I want to see these rankings for the first time. And I already know that I'm gonna disagree with a couple of players because last season, when I saw their midfielder lists, would you believe it if I told you that based off the 23-24 season, ESPN had Fede Valverde ranked as the 26th best midfielder in the world? I almost drove to the ESPN headquarters and slapped the writer myself. How the hell are you ranking midfielders and you got Fede Valverde at 26? Unacceptable. So I already know that we're about to see some nonsense because some of these ESPN voters have no idea what they're talking about. So we're about to dissect their player rankings and we're gonna break this shit down like a kilo of cocaine, okay? It's gonna look like an episode of Narcos, how we're dissecting these player rankings. So I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the comment section and let me know what you agree with and what you don't agree with. But let's get it. The one thing that I like about how ESPN do their rankings is that they go based off of the positions. I hate when I see just one giant list and every position is thrown in there. Because how can you rank a striker over a goalkeeper or a 6 over a right winger? It doesn't really make any sense. So I feel like when you're going to rank these players, you should go just off of the positional rankings, not just one big list with everybody thrown in there. And ESPN, they drop 7 lists for these positions. They got goalkeepers, the fullbacks, the center backs. They have one list for the 6 and the 8s. They have another list for the 10s. They have a list for the wingers, and then they also do a list for the strikers. That makes a lot more sense to me than just one big list. So we're going to get into it, and I'm going to leave some chapters so you guys can skip around and listen to the rankings that you care about the most. So we're going to start off with the goalkeepers because this is a very important position. A goalkeeper has arguably the hardest job on the pitch. They're not allowed to make any mistakes because one wrong move and you're more than likely going to concede. So goalkeepers are underneath a lot of scrutiny. And this season, we saw some big performances in the UCL, right? With Donnarumma. We know that Alisson at Liverpool, what they just did, you're looking at a guy like Thibaut Courtois, who I believe is the best goalkeeper in the world, and he better be ranked respectively on this list, okay? I don't want to see no nonsense, ESPN, but let's just get into it. Let's scroll down. Let's see what they got for us. Now, at number 10, they got the goalkeeper from Nottingham Forest. You know what? Fair enough. Nottingham Forest this season were very good. They did fall off towards the end, but he did play a very big role in them qualifying for Europe. And Nottingham Forest were definitely one of the surprises in the Premier League. I don't think anybody expected them to be in that top 4 race for as long as they were. So for right now, okay, I understand. Let's see. 9. Mike Maignan from AC Milan. Now, I wonder why he's here. He is a decent goalkeeper, but AC Milan this season were shit. They finished 8th in Serie A. They didn't even qualify for Europe. But I know that this guy is a good goalkeeper. A lot of people do rate him, and I think he's also being linked with the move away. I believe Chelsea are looking to sign him, and he only has a year left on his contract, so he might be on the move out. Let me see what they're saying. What makes him special? Known by AC Milan fans as Magic Mike, Maignan has the penchant for coming big when needed. Led all Serie A goalkeepers with 137 saves in the league and Champions League this season. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Okay. We don't have to read like the essay that they're putting. Number 8, Unai Simon from Athletic Bilbao. Okay. Led La Liga with the fewest goals against this season, 14. Okay, let's keep it going. Jan Sommer was pretty good for Inter Milan this season. David Raya at Arsenal. Did David Raya get the Golden Glove again in the Premier League? He's actually been a really good signing for them since he's come in from Brentford. But it seems like Arteta don't rate this guy, because Arteta definitely tried to sign Joan Garcia. Let me see his key stat. Recorded the lowest goals against average in the Premier League. What the fuck does that mean? Bro, they be just making up stats. Recorded the lowest goals against average. Maybe I'm an idiot. I have no idea what they're waffling about. Says developed a stunning showreel of shot stopping that has given the Gunners a stability they've lacked for years between the posts. Last year, he wasn't even ranked for goalkeepers. Okay, so now he comes in at 6. Jan Oblak comes in at 5th, Atletico Madrid. Yeah, he's a baller. Too bad he plays for that shit club. But last season, they ranked him 4th, so he actually dropped 1 spot. Emi Martinez. Yeah, I'm gonna be real, bro. Emi Martinez has got to be one of the most overrated goalkeepers in world football. Like, this guy gets sucked off for what he does with Argentina. He's a okay goalkeeper. He's amazing at saving pens. Aside from that, I don't really rate Emi Martinez like that. Like, he's decent. But I feel like having him as a top 5 keeper in the world is crazy. Last season, they had him ranked at number 2. Nah, man. So they're saying that he's dropped 2 spots. What makes him special, a huge presence between the posts, loved by fans and hated by... Yeah, nah, a lot of people do hate this guy because he's a proper shithouse, so I get it. Okay, what's his key stat? Had the 5th most touches outside the defending penalty area among goalkeepers in the Premier League. What does that matter for a goalkeeper? Who cares? Nah, Emi Martinez hype, bro. This guy is not all that. Let's keep it going. Okay, so now we're in the top 3. And I'm seeing Donnarumma. Let me tell you something right now. They got 2 more goalkeepers left. And if I don't see Thibaut Courtois, there's going to be a massive crash out right here. They better not disrespect Courtois because we've had a poor season. But Donnarumma comes in at 3. Last season, they had him ranked at 10th. Yeah, look, Donnarumma cooked. Very integral in that UCL run that PSG have just made. The guy was making big saves all season. PSG also just won the treble. So, fair enough. A lot of people were giving this guy stick. A lot of people were saying that he's a failed wonder kid. In my opinion, yeah, Donnarumma maybe hasn't lived up to the hype that he got when he was at AC Milan at 16 years old. But I think he is one of the better goalkeepers in the world. And I don't think PSG could get anybody else that's better, to be honest. And I think he is being linked with the move away as well. But let me see. What makes him special? Possesses the wingspan of an albatross, the reflexes of a Formula 1 driver, and the fearlessness of a bull. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they glazing. That's glazed. Okay, let's see his key stat. Recorded 6 shutouts in the Champions League this season, tied for the 2nd most among goalkeepers. Jan Sommer and David Raya had more clean sheets than him. Okay, fair enough. And made 2 saves in a penalty shootout in the UCL knockout phase, tied for the most since the 2010-2011 season. Nah, fair enough. Donnarumma is at 3. Look at number 2. Alisson. I mean, like, Alisson is a very good goalkeeper. I'm not going to lie. Like, Alisson, he is a top keeper. But I know that he was injured for a good part of Liverpool season. And Kelleher did a very good job replacing him. But, okay. Alisson is up here at number 2. Last season, they had him in number 1. Let's see his key stat. Recorded a shutout in 10 of 28 Premier League games played. For a 35.7% shutout percentage, that was the 2nd highest among all Premier League goalkeepers with more than 10 games played. Brother, like, who is keeping track of these stats? Okay, fair enough. So he only missed 10 games in the Prem. Yeah, Alisson's a beast. Yeah, very important for Liverpool. Okay, chat. It's now down to number... It has to be Thibaut Courtois, bro. We just went through 10 goalkeepers, and Courtois was not there. He has to be number one. There is no way in hell that ESPN do not have my goalkeeper on this list. I'm actually nervous to scroll because I don't know what I'm going to say if it's anybody. Who else could it be? Yeah! My fucking keeper ranked number one. Yes, sir! Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. It's not close. This guy was our best player last season. If it was not for Thibaut Courtois, let me tell you something right now. We would have been out of the La Liga title race in like January. We wouldn't have looked as competitive on paper as the season might have suggested. Thibaut Courtois, the entire season, was consistent. The amount of big saves that this guy made, like, nah. I knew that they was going to have him up here, bro. You cannot have a goalkeeping top 10 list and Thibaut Courtois not be here. What makes him special? Still the most imposing, relentlessly reliable shot stopper around. Facts! Let me see his key stats. Finished among the top 4 in La Liga in several stats. Okay, shutouts, save percentage, and goals against average. Okay, look, anyways, bunch of woke nonsense with these stats. All that I know is that my eyes don't lie to me. Thibaut Courtois, best goalkeeper in the world. I'm glad that ESPN did not do no nonsense. Let me know what you guys are saying about the goalkeepers. Now, let's move on. I believe next is going to be the fullbacks. This should be really interesting. Let's go. So at 10 comes Jurrien Timber. Okay, I actually think that Jurrien Timber has done a really good job at Arsenal. He's their right back of the future. He came in and snatched Ben White's chain. Jurrien Timber, especially coming off of a ACL injury, he's been really good for Arsenal. So I actually think that this is fair. Keep it going. Denzel Dumfries. Yeah, you know what? This guy owns Barcelona. He deserves to be in this top 10 rankings just based off what he did in the semifinals. Now, I know that he got belt to ass against PSG in the UCL final, right? Like, they got absolutely destroyed. But, Dumfries, his performance in the UCL semifinal against Barcelona was phenomenal. Like, he absolutely cooked. He's one of the main reasons why they even ended up making that final. So, I'll take that. We'll take that. Let's see. Jeremy Frimpong comes in at 8. I mean, but Jeremy Frimpong isn't even a fullback. I mean, like, do you guys count wingbacks as fullbacks? I feel like the guy is more of a right winger than he is a fullback. He did get that move to Liverpool. He is the Trent Alexander-Arnold replacement. Very important for what Xabi Alonso was doing when he was at Leverkusen. Was one of the main reasons why they were so successful. Scored a lot of goals. Got a lot of assists. Very pacey player. Can overlap. Can invert. Link play in the final third. Very dangerous. But defensively, he's shit. Like, I don't think Jeremy Frimpong can cover a light pole. But, I mean, what he offers you going forward is fantastic. I mean, I'm very interested to see how he does at Liverpool since they run a back 4 instead of a back 3. But fair enough. Frimpong comes in at 8. DeMarco. Yeah, I'm going to be... Okay, and shit. I mean, look, I'm already seeing number 6 right here. So, DeMarco is at 7. Alejandro Balde is at 6. So, let's talk about DeMarco real quick. Yeah, I mean, look, DeMarco is a player that I hear about a lot. But I was very unimpressed when I watched him in the Champions League. Like, Lamine Yamal was absolutely cooking this guy across both legs. Like, Inter Milan looked a lot better when he was subbed off against Barca. And then in the UCL final, he dropped another disaster class. So, DeMarco, for me, I don't really rate him like that. I think it's decent player, but nah. Like, when the lights were bright, he couldn't handle it. What makes him special, according to ESPN? An energetic left back who can defend and attack with equal intensity and class. Yeah, I think DeMarco is a good player, but I just was not impressed with him in the big games this season. Now, Alejandro Balde comes in at 6. I do rate this guy. I think he's a very good player. Him and Rafinha on that left side, it's a scary sight. I'm going to be real. Like, when Balde was injured, you could tell that Barcelona didn't look as dangerous, especially on that left side, because he allows Rafinha to invert, and then he overlaps, which causes the defense issues, right? Alejandro Balde going forward is one of the best fullbacks in the world. Defensively, not all that, but what Barcelona need from him, he does at a very high level. So him being at 6, fair enough. They're saying his ability to drive forward with purpose makes him one of the most exciting young left backs in the world. Had 4 assists in La Liga, tied with Inigo Martinez for the most by a Barcelona defender. Yeah, I mean, look, played a big role in them winning that domestic treble. Fair enough. Alphonso Davies comes in at 5th. Man, like the speed runner. Yeah, Alphonso Davies was good this season, to be fair. Yeah, his speed is ridiculous, bro. Like, he's one of the fastest players in the world, and it sucks that he tore his ACL. Hopefully he recovers from that quickly, but yeah, Davies comes in at 5. Nuno Mendes is at 4. This is interesting because Nuno Mendes, that performance that he had, actually, no. What he's done across this entire season was phenomenal. I remember in January, he was being linked with the move to Manchester United. And a lot of United fans were saying that they would not take him. They were saying that he's a flop or they don't want PSG rejects. Well, I tell you something right now. This guy is not a reject. Nuno Mendes is a baller. Had Mo Salah in his pocket. Had Saka in his pocket. Had a lot of these top players in his pocket. One of the most complete fullbacks in the world. Very good on the ball. Very good defensively. Like, PSG's fullbacks are very scary. And I definitely expect to see Hakimi in this top 3. Because we haven't seen him yet. But Nuno Mendes comes in at 4. Jules Koundé at 3. I think this is a bit too high. Koundé is definitely top 10. He's had a very good season, right? Like, he looked really good underneath Hansi Flick. But I think Jules Koundé being at 3, he's not better than Nuno Mendes. I'm gonna be real. He's not. So, I don't agree with this per se. But he did play well this past season. But Koundé at 3, nah. Number 2, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Look at my fullback. Thank you, Liverpool, by the way, for developing this world-class player for us. Look, I'm so excited to see him at the Bernabeu. Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the best passers in the world, right? Now, I know defensively he's not all that, but nobody rates Trent, and nobody considers him generational for what he does in 1v1 defending situations. Now, I do think that Xabi Alonso is going to be able to bring in a system that gets the best out of him. But yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold is arguably the best fullback in the world. Phenomenal player, a legend at Liverpool, the best right back that club has ever seen, and one of the best right backs of our generation. Absolute baller. This guy's going to look like the next coming of Dani Alves in La Liga. Watch. Yeah, Hakimi's number 1. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look at that. A Real Madrid Academy product being ranked as the number 1 fullback in the world. Hakimi has to be getting some Ballon d'Or shouts. He's not going to win it, but he's an absolute baller. Oh my goodness me. Hakimi going forward is phenomenal. This guy is one of the best fullbacks in the world. And it's so crazy, right? Now that we got Trent coming in, I'm not too bothered. But Hakimi is definitely one of those players that I wish Real Madrid never sold. Like, he was amazing at Dortmund, and then we brought him back from loan and then sold him to Inter Milan. And now he got sold to PSG. Look what he's doing. Absolutely cooking. This one does hurt a bit. I'm not going to lie. But, nah, look. Very integral on PSG, right? Was a big part in them winning the UCL. Phenomenal player, bro. Let's see. Simply peerless for club and country. Hakimi has energy, attacking vision, and dynamism? The fuck is that? That have driven PSG back to their best. Let me see his key stat. He was the only defender in Ligue 1 with 4+ goals and 4+ assists, and he had the most goal contributions among defenders in the Champions League with 8. Yeah, very dangerous player Hakimi is. Let me know what you guys are saying about these full-back rankings. Now, I believe next is the center backs. Now, let's get into it. Dean Huijsen coming in at 10. Oh my days. This is my chill center back, chat. No way is Dean Huijsen, who was at Bournemouth last season, being ranked as the 10th best center back in the world. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? ESPN might be onto something this year. ESPN might have fired the writers that was there last season, because last season's list was atrocious. I can get with this. Dean Huijsen's an absolute baller. One of the best young center backs in the world. This guy is a modern day defender. Very good early, good in 1v1 situations, very good on the ball, can progress it as well into the midfield, also has that playmaking ability from a center back with his long range passing. Dean Huijsen is an absolute baller. I expect him to cook at Real Madrid. He's one of those signings that was needed, and I'm very excited for him. Let me see what they say what makes him special. Let me see. Okay, see, what makes him special, what they're saying, is nothing to do with him playing. Scored 2 game-winning goals in the Premier League this season, tied for second most among the defenders. Why he's on this? Yeah, let me see why he's on this list, because I'm surprised to see Dean at 10. Huijsen was born in Amsterdam, but his parents moved to Malaga, Spain, when he was 5. And he has decided which country to represent. Okay. Tell me why he's special. He's extremely comfortable on the ball, particularly in light of his lanky, oversized frame. And that's probably why he was coveted by half a dozen top clubs as a youngster, with Juve eventually turned 16. And one of the most boneheaded moves in recent history, Juve failed to fully appreciate his talents. They gave him only 13 minutes in Serie A football. And after a loan spell to Roma, they transferred him to Bournemouth for a bargain of 16 million. Yeah, Juve stinker and hooked. Because after one season, now he's getting a big money move to Real Madrid. Yeah, Juve had an absolute baller on their hands. I remember that. But now look, this guy is a baller. That's actually crazy to see him there. Murillo from Nottingham Forest comes in at 9. Yeah, again, same thing like when we talked about the goalkeeper. Nottingham Forest had a very good season, right? Like, they went on a good run in the first half. They surprised a lot of teams. Defensively, they were very sound. And Murillo, off this season, ended up getting called up for the Brazilian national team. Now, when he got his chance, he had an absolute stinker against Argentina. He looked so trash. But this season, he has been good for Nottingham Forest. So, Murillo being at 9, okay. Let's keep it moving. Konate, fair enough. Liverpool, best team in the Premier League. Arne Slot came in, immediate impact, winning the Prem in his first season. Are you mad? And Konate next to Van Dijk is one of the best center-back partnerships in the world. Konate is very physical, right? He's solid on the ball as well. Good aerial threat, very hard to beat in 1v1s. He's a very good center-back. So him being at 8, I hear it. Marquinhos at 7. Yo, I feel like Marquinhos has been around forever. The guy is only 31 years old, bro. I felt like Marquinhos was like 33, 34. Yeah, he's not what he used to be, right? Like, I don't think that Marquinhos is better currently than like a Konate. But he was very good this season. I think he might be leaving PSG as well. He's been there for like over a decade, and he finally wins the UCL with them. So you know what? Fair enough. He's the leader of that team, the captain. Yeah, very good player, but he's not what he used to be, right? There was a point in time where Marquinhos was up there as the best center back. And last season, they had him ranked at 5th, but he's dropped down to 7th. 6th, we got Paul Kubarsi. Now, Kubarsi's a very good defender. He's not better than Dean Huijsen. Give me Dean Huijsen any day of the week. Kubarsi had a very up and down season. I'm surprised to see him ranked so high, because I feel like towards the second half and towards the end, he definitely fell off. I don't think that Kubarsi played that well for Barca for a good part of the season. But he is very good, right? Very integral to what they do, right? Barcelona, they care about their defenders being very good on the ball. And he's better as a ball-playing defender than he is an actual, like, 1v1 defender. But, okay, whatever. Kubarsi at 6. Definitely is a good player, though. Not going to discredit him. At 5, you got Bastoni. Now, it's very hard for me to rate Bastoni as I rate other center backs because most center backs are playing in a back 4, whereas Bastoni plays in a back 3. And Inter, they do emphasize defense a little bit more. Now, Bastoni was shit against Barca and was shit in that UCL final, but he is a very good center back, right? Very good on the ball, very good defensively. It makes sense that he's in this top 5, right? A lot of people rate him very highly. What do you guys think about Bastoni, though? Now, moving into this top 4, Gabriel Magalhaes. I agree with this. Gabriel Magalhaes is Arsenal's best defender. I know that William Saliba gets all the hype, but since the World Cup, the last one, 2022, Gabriel Magalhaes has been their most consistent defender, right? He's an absolute baller. Very good from set pieces. Very good defending, 1v1. Can also play with the ball, out with his feet. Bro, this guy used to have the bozo gene, but he literally turned around that narrative. So Gabriel comes in at 4. Now at 3, Rudiger. Okay, now this is where I gotta take away my bias. Rudiger, this past season, was not a top 3 defender. I'm going to be real. Rudiger was super mid this season. I actually think that Raul Asensio was better than Rudiger this season. And I don't think that Asensio is going to be in the top 2. So, yeah, I think Rudiger is a little bit too high. He's still a very good player. But if we're going based off of what we saw this past season, he cannot be ranked at 3. Just speaking objectively. Let's see who's at 2. Saliba. I don't agree with this. Saliba has more potential than Gabriel Magalhaes, right? Saliba has a higher ceiling, but based off of this past season, Gabriel Magalhaes was better than William Saliba. Gabriel Magalhaes is arguably Arsenal's most important player. Saliba this season, I don't think was that good. Now, make no mistakes about it. I would take this guy at the Bernabeu. Like, are you mad? I would definitely sign Saliba. He's a baller. But to have him over Gabriel Magalhaes and to have him at 2 when we've seen this guy make a lot of mistakes this past season, that's a bit too high in my opinion. But I do believe that Saliba is a baller, but not better than Gabriel Magalhaes as of right now. And number 1 is Van Dijk. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Van Dijk is the most complete center back in the world. The guy is phenomenal. Liverpool fans are definitely happy that he signed a new 2-year deal. His contract was running down. Was very integral for them having one of the best defenses in Europe. The guy is a brick wall. You cannot get past him. It's like the Great Wall of China, chat. Like, he's an absolute monster, Van Dijk. So this makes sense, him being number 1. I do agree with that. Now, let's move on to the best central midfielders. Now, I believe that how ESPN do this is they have it as the 6s and the 8s. That's who I think is going to be in this list because I didn't see a separate list for a 6 and for an 8. So I believe it's going to all be right here. Now, yeah, I feel like we're about to see some absolute waffle because I'm seeing a picture of Pedri right here, and I already know he's going to be number 1. The Barcelona PR is phenomenal, and I don't think Pedri should be number 1. Let's talk about it, though. I could just tell. So Tonali comes in at 15th. Okay. I think Tonali had a good season for Newcastle, right? Newcastle's midfield is very good. Him, Bruno Guimaraes, and also the Brazilian, Joe Linton. Yeah, I think that's a very good midfield. Very physical as well. So, yeah, he's proved to be a good signing when the guy is not gambling. So, Tonali at 15th. Okay. Tchouaméni at 14th. You know what? Fair. Tchouaméni played damn near half this season at center back. Now, I think he's one of the best DMs in the world. But, yeah, the first half of the season when we got all those injuries, he was playing so much in defense, and he was pretty mid at center back. And then he started picking up his game when he moved back into the midfield. 14th seems a bit low. Let me see who they have over him, though, and then we'll assess this. But, yeah, Tchouaméni didn't have, like, the best season. But for me, There's no other DM in the world that I would rather have at Real Madrid. Facts. Keep it going. 13th, Fabian Ruiz. Okay. Fabian Ruiz was pretty good this season. PSG have arguably the best midfield in the world. Fabian Ruiz, João Neves, and Vitinha. Phenomenal midfield. Like, so technical on the ball, so gifted. And Fabian Ruiz is usually the midfielder in PSG that goes unnoticed. But he does play a big role for them. So him being 13th, okay. Okay, now this is where you lose me. This is where you fucking lose me. Rodrigo de Paul. What the hell is Rodrigo de Paul doing being ranked 12th in the world? Rodrigo de Paul is not better than Tonali. He's not better than Tchouameni. He's not better than Fabian Ruiz. Rodrigo de Paul is shit. This guy is a stamina merchant. Kiss the badge, slide tackle, yellow card merchant. That's what Rodrigo de Paul is. I'm not hearing this. This guy is one of the most overrated midfielders in the world. If he wasn't Argentinian, and if he wasn't a Messi meat rider, would anybody really give a fuck about Rodrigo de Paul? No, you wouldn't. The guy is Gavi if Gavi took steroids. That's what Rodrigo de Paul is. Nah, I don't agree with him being at 12th. Frankie de Jong. He was good this season. He was. Him and Pedri in that double pivot, fair enough. I can see Frankie de Jong. Okay. João Neves comes in at 10. Okay, so João Neves cracking top 10. I mean, he's had an amazing first season at PSG. They signed him from Benfica last summer. The guy literally walked into PSG's team and he benched Warren Zaire-Emery, who was like a wonder kid for PSG from their academy. Like, Warren Zaire-Emery is holding bench now because of João Neves. His performances in the UCL were phenomenal. So, all right, him being top 10, I hear it. Gravenberch comes in at 9. Yeah, Gravenberch cooked this past season. Was one of the best DMs in the world. Like, Arne Slot has come in and basically transformed this guy into a monster. I remember Liverpool fans were crying for a number 6, and they were going to sign Zubimendi, and then Zubimendi rejected them. So, now that they didn't get him, Arne Slot turned this guy into a midfielder, right? Him and McAllister in that double pivot were phenomenal. So Gravenberch being top 10, I hear it, for sure. Bruno Guimaraes comes in at 8. I think based off last season, Gravenberch was better than Bruno Guimaraes. But Guimaraes is a baller. Kimmich, I don't really rate Kimmich like that. I feel like I've seen Kimmich more at right back than center mid. Do you guys agree with that? I don't think Kimmich is better than Bruno Guimaraes and better than Gravenberch right now. So I would put those two over him. Yeah, Kimmich at 7th. Barella is really good as well, but I'm not that high on Barella. Good player, but I don't know. Vitinha being 5th is crazy. Vitinha needs to be a lot higher than 5th. Vitinha is the best midfielder in the world this season. Phenomenal player. Like, very good on the ball. Has the long-range passing of a Toni Kroos. Is very good defensively. Can help you in attack. Can help break up the other team's attack. Can receive the ball from the back line. He brings calmness to that PSG midfielder. Vitinha being at 5th is crazy. I don't agree with this. He needs to be a lot higher. Like, who do you have over Vitinha? Alexis McAllister, very good player. Deserves to be top 10. Not better than Vitinha. I don't think so. But he is a baller. He is. Valverde? Top 3, 100%. Valverde, how can I describe this guy? I love Fede Valverde. Oh my days. What an absolute baller. Guy is one of the best midfielders in the world, period. Can play multiple positions at a world-class level. If you need Valverde to play in the 6, he can do that. If you need him to play in the 8, he can do it. If you need him to play at right back, he can do it. If you need him to play at right wing, he can do it. If you need this guy to score screamers, he can do it. If you need somebody that's going to be available and reliable and fit every single season, he can do it. Fede Valverde is a top 3 center mid in the world. Facts. Absolute baller. Look at where they had him ranked last season, chat. 26. I couldn't believe it. But finally, ESPN are putting some respect on Valverde's name. But again, I think based off this season, Vitinha needs to be in this top 3. Let's keep it going. You're fucking kidding. brother. Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a good player. So don't think that I'm disrespecting him. But what the hell is Declan Rice doing at number 2? What is a polar bear doing in Arkansas? Like, I'm gonna be real. This does not make any sense. Can somebody get in the comment section and actually explain why Declan Rice is the number 2 ranked center midfielder in the world?
What the hell?
The guy wasn't even better than Thomas Partey this season. You see what 2 free kicks against Real Madrid can do for your career? Declan Rice, decent player. But he was not better than Thomas Partey this season. Wow. Now, you know who's going to be number 1. I told you it's going to be Pedri. There's no way that we just went through 14 midfielders and Pedri has not popped up. Declan Rice being number 2 is crazy. Rice is not better than Valverde. Rice is not better than Vitinha. Rice is not better than a couple of these other midfielders that were on this list as well. Now, is Rice in a top 10 conversation? Yes, I think he is, right? We can definitely have that debate. But number 2, are you fucking crazy? And number 1's Pedri. I knew it, bro. I knew it. Pedri should be like number 2. I think Vitinha should be number 1. Pedri's had a phenomenal season at Barcelona, right? I'm not going to... Look, Pedri, one of the best 8s in the world. I would love for this guy to be at Real Madrid. I'm going to be real, but it's not a possibility, right? He would be the perfect Toni Kroos replacement. His passing is phenomenal. The way that he controls the middle of the field, phenomenal. Very good on the ball. I knew Pedri was going to be number 1. I just knew it. But I don't think he had a better season than Vitinha. Up for debate, but... I'm not mad at Pedri being here. But let's move forward, though. I think what's next? Attacking midfielders. This is where things are going to get interesting, I think, chat. Let's go. Thiago Almada. I mean, I've heard about this guy. Didn't watch him like that. I know that he scored against Manchester United in the Europa League, but let's be real. Does anybody really watch Lyon? I mean, people barely watch PSG play. So I highly doubt that people are watching Lyon. But okay, they have him at 15th. Let's keep it going. Wow. Ohan Shanket made the list. Fair enough. He is a very good player. He is. He definitely underperformed against Manchester United. I can't believe that they lost to them in the Europa League. Like, that to me is crazy. But he's at 14. Okay. Eze. At 13th, Eze is a baller. He is. Helped Crystal Palace win their first trophy in God knows how long. Morgan Rogers at Villa comes in at 12. Morgan Rogers did have a good season for Villa. He is a good player. Okay. Scott McTominay. You know what? Fair enough, bro. Scott McTominay left Manchester United, went to Napoli, and the guy is looking like a world-class player. Was arguably the best player in Serie A. I think Scott McTominay is damn near the main reason why Napoli won the title. Like, Inter Milan let Scott McTominay dominate their league. Nah, you know what? Fair play to Scott McTominay. Isco, yeah, Isco's a baller. Isco absolutely cooked this season when he came back from injury. He's still such a good player, bro. So technical. Like, watching this guy at Betis, it's just crazy to see how good of a player he still is. Like, he coming off of a big injury. It doesn't even look like he was rusty at all. But, okay, Isco top 10. Cap. Morgan Gibbs-White at 9 is diabolical. Morgan Gibbs-White is not better than Isco. I don't think he's had a better season than Scott McTominay. He's not better than Morgan Rogers. He's not better than Eze. Yeah, I don't agree with Morgan Gibbs-Rogers being 9. Nah. Xavi Simons being 8. Nah. Hold on, man. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. ESPN are tweaking right now. ESPN are tweaking. Szoboszlai at 7. What is this? What is this 3 that we're talking about, right? Szoboszlai. He is a good player. I rate Dominic Szoboszlai, but to say that he is the 7th best 10 in the world, Nah. If Dominic Szoboszlai was that good of a 10 for Liverpool, they wouldn't be about to drop over a record fee to sign Florian Wirtz. Stop it. But he does do a lot of dirty work for Liverpool, though. Bruno Fernandes at 6. Yeah, nah, this list is shit. I mean, look, Bruno Fernandes definitely carried Manchester United this season, but look at where they finished, bro. He carried Manchester United to the worst season that they've had in their club's history, and they should have forced him out. When Al Hilal made that £100 million offer, he should have been on the first flight to Saudi Arabia, because this guy, even though he puts up GA, I don't think he's that good, bro. Like, he's very reckless in midfield. He loses the ball a lot and puts his team in a very dangerous position to where they end up conceding because he can't control the midfield. This guy is super mid. I'm going to be real. I don't rate Bruno Fernandes like that. But if you care about goals and assists and that's all that you analyze when watching the game, then you would have him up here. I agree with Cole Palmer being this high. Cole Palmer's a fucking baller. I know that Cole Palmer fell off this season, but if you just watch him, he's one of the best midfielders in the world at this position. And Cole Palmer was also a victim of his teammates not being able to finish their dinner, okay? If Chelsea players were able to put away the chances that Cole Palmer created for them, he would have had a much better season. But, yeah, Cole Palmer's an absolute baller. Chelsea have a gem on their hands. I think Cole Palmer is the Chelsea project, by the way. Keep it going. Martin Odegaard cap. Odegaard's not better than Cole Palmer. Him being at 4 is crazy. What does Odegaard do? The guy just does cardio every week. Why is Odegaard number 4 on this list? I don't understand. Yeah, this list, like the midfielder list is the worst so far out of all the ones that we saw. Like the 10s, how they're ranking them makes no sense. Musiala comes in at 3. Musiala is a baller. I agree. I agree with him being this high. Yeah, Musiala is tough. I don't agree with Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is not better than Jamal Musiala. I don't think Florian Wirtz is better than Cole Palmer either. I'm going to be real. Wirtz is a good player, and I think he's going to do well at Liverpool. But, him being number 2 is insane. Jude Bellingham got to be number 1. Yeah, look at Jude number 1. Okay. Let's be objective here. I don't think that Jude should be number 1 based off of what we saw this past season, right? Like, Jude's an absolute baller, but this past season, he was very mediocre. So I like that they have him number 1, and I think Jude is a world-class player, and he definitely is one of the best at his position, but based off this past season, I don't think that Jude was the best 10 in the world. Now, let's move on to the wingers. Let's see what they got for us. So they are now ranking 20. So Mbeumo comes in at 20. Simeone's son at 19. What the fuck? This has got to be rage bait. This has got. What the hell is he doing? Oh, you know what? They're ranking the top 20. Okay, let's not act like this is top 10. Let's keep it going. Pulisic at 18th. Gakpo at 17th. Rafael Leao at 16th. Lookman at 15th. Desiree Doué at 14th. Okay, I rate Doué, baller. I think that Doué is just as talented as Lamine Yamal. I stand on that. I don't think obviously, Lamine Yamal is clear of him as a player. But talent-wise, Desiree Doué is right up there. Let's keep it going. Come on. Barcola is not better than Doué. Stop it. No. Barcola does have potential, but I don't rate him that highly. He comes in at 13th. Luis Diaz at 12th. Olise cooked this season. Olise should probably be a little bit higher. Olise had a phenomenal first season at Bayern. He's world-class. World-class player. Rodrigo at 10th. Olise was better than Rodrigo this season. Desiree Doué was better than Rodrigo this season. Rodrigo's my guy, but he was very mid this season. Just completely ghosted us in the second half. I have no idea what's happened to him. I don't know how he's top 10 winger right now, but off of what he can do ability-wise, Rodrigo's a beast. Nico Williams is... Stop it, bro. Nico Williams is mid. Nico Williams is not better than Rodrigo. Nico Williams is not better than Desiree Doué. Nico Williams is not better than Michael Olise. Nico Williams is not a top 10 winger in the world. Stop. Huh? This can't be who I think it is. This cannot be who I think it is.
This nigga is trash.
What? Okay. We got to stop the cap. How the hell is Lionel Messi making a top 10 list for wingers? So we're putting MLS players in the top 10 now. Yo, the Messi glaze is ridiculous.
Cap.
Messi is not better than... Nah, come on, bro. Stop it.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
Are they dead ass? Messi at top 10 winger in the fucking world. Bro, nah, man. You see what I'm talking about with the PR? The PR is phenomenal, bro. They got an MLS player. Okay, whatever. Kvaratskhelia, baller. I can't believe that teams just sat back and allowed him to go to PSG for like $59 million in January. Like that. Kvaratskhelia is arguably the signing of the season, bro. Because PSG looked hella mid. And then they signed Kvaratskhelia, and then they looked like one of the best teams in the world. The guy is a phenomenal player. Keep it going. Saka at 6. I don't think that Saka's had a better season than Kvaratskhelia, but Saka is a baller, okay? Ousmane Dembele at 5th is nasty work. Fuck no. Dembele should be a lot higher. Dembele is the Ballon d'Or favorite in my opinion. The guy had a phenomenal season, was PSG's most integral player, helped them win the treble, got 2 assists in the Champions League final, had a lot of GA. The guy is very good aesthetically on the ball as well, and he does a lot off the ball. Complete baller. Nah, Ousmane Dembele being 5th is crazy. I don't agree with that. Who's above him? Vinicius this season should not be ranked this high. I'm going to be real. Vinicius did not have a better season than Ousmane Dembele. Yeah, Vinicius in the first half was very good. And then the guy missed out on the Ballon d'Or and then fell off massively. Vinicius was shit the second half of the season. Yeah, him being 4th, I don't agree with that. Rafinha's 3rd. Rafinha's not better than Dembele. But he put up a lot of GA. He did have a very good season for Barcelona, so I get it. 2, Lamine Yamal. Yeah, Lamine Yamal, he's definitely up there. The guy is a generational talent. 17 years old, one of the best wingers in the world. I definitely can't be upset with him being top 3. This guy is more than likely going to finish 2nd in Ballon d'Or voting. Yeah, phenomenal. One of the best teenagers that I think we'll ever see in this sport. Phenomenal. Number 1 has to be Mo Salah then. Yeah. Mohamed Salah, I would put Dembele and Yamal over him, to be honest, based off what they've done this season. But Salah, I mean, he was the Ballon d'Or frontrunner until PSG knocked Liverpool out of the UCL. But the numbers that he put up in the Premier League were phenomenal this season. He was going crazy. So, I get it. But I don't think I would have had him number 1. But definitely he's top 3, top 5 for sure. But yeah, that's the wingers. Now, the last position that we're going to run through really quickly is the strikers. Let's get into it. 20, we got Sesko. Okay. Now, Kai Havertz. I mean, okay. 19th. All right. Jonathan David at 18th. Chris Wood at 17th. Matthias Cunha at 16th. Ronaldo. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. You know what? Because they put Ronaldo, I'm not going to complain about them. Because, like, then you would have to put CR7. So, since they did that, I'm not going to complain about the Messi one. I take that back. So, Ronaldo at 15th. Marcus Thuram at 14th. Omar Marmoush at 13th. Osimhen 12th. Okay, Atalanta striker at 11th. Top 10, Griezmann. Okay. Guirassy. Yeah, Guirassy was very good in the UCL this season. Okay, 9th. Is Guirassy better than... Did he have a better season than Griezmann? I don't agree with that. Did he also have a better season than Victor Osimhen? Did Guirassy... Okay. Victor Gyökeres comes in at 8th. Fair enough. Because the numbers that he's put up over the last 2 seasons at Sporting is ridiculous. Alvarez, yeah, Alvarez absolutely cooked. Was arguably the signing of the season for La Liga. His impact at Atletico Madrid was immediate. And you know what's actually crazy? This is the first season of his career where he didn't win a trophy. So El Atleti for wasting this absolute baller. Hopefully he gets a move to a better club. But yeah, Julian Alvarez, yeah, phenomenal player. Isak comes in at 6. Okay, I agree. I think Isak is the best striker in the Prem though. Just from his overall, all around per game, very, very good. A lot of teams would have wanted him this summer, but he's gonna cost too much. Newcastle are not gonna sell. Lautaro Martinez is mid. He's not better than Isak. He's not better than Julian Alvarez. Every time I watch Lautaro Martinez, I feel underwhelmed. I feel like I've been lied to. The guy is not who they tell us he is. I'm gonna be real. This guy went absolutely missing against Barcelona. The guy went missing in the UCL final. The guy, every single time I watch him, I just feel like what's the hype about? I don't get it. He's not even the best Argentinian striker. Like I said, he's not better than Julian Alvarez. Erling Haaland, okay. Top 3 now. Harry Kane. Yeah, Harry Kane's still a baller. Absolute world-class striker. And he's cooking at Bayern. Number 2, Lewandowski. Ooh. Now, Lewandowski, I think he's washed. But he did bag a lot of goals for Barca this season. I mean, he has a lot of players that create chances for him. But, yeah, I feel like his overall game has dropped off massively. Mbappe has to be up. Mbappe comes in as the number 1 striker. Look, this guy has been a success so far. He had an amazing debut season. The first half was trash. But the way that he carried us in the second half of the season, yeah, I'd have to give him a lot of credit. He was also the Golden Boot winner for Europe, finished top scorer for La Liga. It just sucks that the team didn't do their job this season. But Mbappe definitely carried us second half of the season. And I think, yeah, he is the best striker in the world, like I told you. And the guy is such a good player. He's a natural winger. But at the number 9 position, he can dominate as well. And he played well in all of our big games. Scored in our 2 finals when we won the UEFA Super Cup and the Ghana Cup as well. Yeah, Mbappe for me is the best striker in the world. But I want to know what you guys are saying about the list. Make sure that you guys get in the comment section and tell me. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get in the Discord. Let's talk about it and let's argue. Big up to everybody that watched.